All right.
All right, ready to start?
Let's get us
Okay.
started.
All right, well, I want to welcome everybody to our kickoff meeting. Last year, our tent-in was a virtual tent-in. This year, we have a virtual kickoff meeting, but it's a real tent-in this year, which is, we're looking forward to doing some of this activity in the person mode, 3D mode. So our tent-in, like last year, the pandemic really gave us the council, a kick in the butt here of it affected our leadership dinner, which got pushed back at our Friends of Scouting and all the things that we need to do to keep a good scouting program going. And from all reports that those that attended Hawk Mountain during the summer, the summer camp was fantastic. And it's a great resource, but it takes money to keep the program going. So that's why we're doing the tent-in again this year. Our goal last year was, I think we set a goal of $36,000 to raise as part of the tent-in. And we actually surpassed that and reached $40,000. So we're going to make our goal $40,000 this year. We did it last year, and I think we can reach that goal. But it takes a lot of helping hands to do this. It's going to, like I said, it's going to be both a live event up at camp, where we're going to actually do the final night up at camp. And we hope to make it a fun, more lively event because it's in person. And it's also going to be a Zoom event. So if someone can't make it in person, they still can participate. It'll be on YouTube like we did in previous years. We have patches set up and made for the event. So depending on your level of people donating to release or keep you in your tent, we have patches specially made for this event. So I welcome all of you to find out a little bit more about the details. I'm going to turn it over to Dwayne.
Great. So a good percentage of the folks on the call were either part of this last year or on the periphery of last year. And as Jeff laid out, most of it was virtual. You're going to be in your tent, and really it's all virtual. The event on October 8th we're hoping is really just kind of a celebration event that everybody has reached their goal or are close to reaching their goal. And it's a simple event. The event, oops, I got to let people in, pardon me. The concept is you set a goal. It might be 250, it might be 500, it might be 750, it might be 1,000. We have a tenter that set a goal for 2,000. We have another tenter that set a goal for 4,000. Whatever your goal that you think that you can reach out and raise. And then we ask you to create a fundraising page. And I'm going to show you what the fundraising page looks like here in a second, if I can get to it. I will click on this. We're going to give you an opportunity to create a fundraising page that looks like this. All right, so you should be able to see this now. This happens to say Dwayne's tent-in fundraising page. Most of it's boilerplate. That as you know, in scouting, the key things that we're going to ask you, and I've got a slide a little bit later that shows exactly where, is a sentence or two about why you're doing this or why scouting means so much to you. You can go a little bit longer than that, but you want people to read through the whole thing. I've agreed to participate in the second annual Secure the Adventure tent-in. My goal is $1,500. Yours in Scouting, Dwayne. They put in their personal information, their donation amount. They can do a pledge if they would like to through this payment information. They can do credit card, they can do an ACH e-check, or they can make a pledge where we will send them a bill. Back to this. So we create a fundraising page for each of our tenters, and then you reach out to family, friends, coworkers, scouting contacts, and ask them to support and help get you out of the tent. Or maybe you have some other version of that. It may be keep me in my tent. It may be for every so many dollars that I've raised, I will do something, whatever that competition is. So, and then we're going to ask that you either join us for the evening or overnight up at Hawk Mountain Scout Reservation, or on our Zoom call. And we are scheduled at 6:30, and it'll run 6:30 to 8. So if you could be on, if you're going to be joining us through Zoom, be on for half hour, 45 minutes to be a part of the celebration, maybe do an interview and tell us why. We'll broadcast this out through YouTube Live, but we'll also put it up on the big screen there at camp. We'll figure out how exactly we're going to do that. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but we'll put it up on the movie screen that we've got out. So people that are there at camp can watch it and participate. We can broadcast the crowd as well. Some of the things, as I mentioned, that we will do that evening is maybe we'll do some interviews. We did these last year. Tell your scouting story, and then hopefully you'll reach your goal either prior to the event or on the Zoom call that night. We went into last year's event with about $26,000 raised, and we surpassed $40,000 when it was all said and done. So obviously we picked up quite a few dollars at that evening. How the people will view it, tenters at camp or via Zoom. So a tenter will log in through a private Zoom link if you're joining us that way. And then the general public, for those that want to watch us, will view it on YouTube Live. And then we'll have some events up at camp. And Jeff, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, what we want to do is, Dwayne said, by the time we get to the evening of that, most of the fundraising's been done. And most of the time you're going to be calling your contacts. And the night of the event is, we want to make it fun. And last year when we exceeded our target, a number of us said that if we exceeded the target, we would go winter camping. So Jim and I and Steve Hoffman and a couple other folks, we went winter camping last year, and we had perfect snow for it. And while we were around the campfire that night camping, we all said, this is what scouting is about: being out there camping, enjoying the outdoors and the camaraderie of our fellow scouters. And so that's what we want to duplicate. Hopefully not with the snow this time of year, but what we want to do is that night is make fun and celebrate our success, hopefully, for making our target. So we've been looking at opening up the rifle range perhaps the next morning. Jim, I don't know if we've made any headway on lining up some of these things that we have to man. Jim, you're muted if you're.
Yeah. Speaking to Matt Hensinger, who's going to be camping, he said that's not a problem. We'll work that out, and we'll figure out a few other things. I thought potentially we could get the mountain bikes out. We could obviously arrange for hikes, that kind of stuff, to our camp, and probably some other things I'm not thinking about that we could do while we're up there. But I think definitely opening up the rifle range and getting some fun there would I think help some folks to see what camp's all about.
So we encourage as many tenters as possible. The success of the event really is getting tenters, because every tenter knows some people that really wants to help the scouting program be successful. I know the people that helped contribute last year were people that were in the troop when my son was in the troop years ago, and they remain loyal to the scouting program. And in fact, they become my best friends, that we do things like mountain biking and the things that you do at camp. So what we're looking for is many tenters from all the units and different parts of the council that we can. And that night, like I said, we're putting it together. We're going to try to have some fun and just around the campfire and celebrate being together with a successful 10-10 campaign.
Great. So as I mentioned, the fundraising page, you saw an example of one, happens to be mine. This is cookie cutter, make it easy for you. There are really 3 areas where we would like you to update, and I appreciate, I think Ann has updated hers. I know Henry has updated his. I think that's it that's on the call. Oh, Kevin updated his. Obviously the first one is the name. So, that one's easy. Insert a sentence or 2 about your scouting journey. If you can send that to me, I'll personalize your page. And then whatever your goal is, please let me know what that goal is. And if you want anything else, or you want to change, hey, it's to keep me in my tent, or whatever that verbiage you want to do, let me know. I can cut and paste and put that in there. Everybody that has registered, everybody that is on this call, I have built a draft page for. So I have a page, it's ready to go for you. Once I get this information, I'm going to send you a link, just like the link that I showed you in here. And it's not the link that was in the email that I sent out. Apparently that sends you to the national page and it gets stuck, or at least it did for me. This is the link to my particular page. But this link you can send out via email. You can send it out through Facebook, and we will also create a 10-in text to give phone number and keyword that will go to our main page. It won't go to an individual tenters page, but on that page it does say, hey, put the name of the tenter that you're supporting, so that we know who to give the credit to. And if they don't put that in there, we'll figure it out as we did in previous years. So that's the driver of this. Now, certainly if you get an email from somebody that says, hey, Dwayne's committed to $100 to the 10-in, email that to me. We can either put it up in through the system as a pledge, or we'll put it in on the back end of things. So we'll find multiple ways of recording that contribution. I did provide some social media tools on the website, on the council council website. Under the virtual 10-in, you'll see there's a Facebook cover photo that you can put on there. It really has this 10-in information on it, and sign up for. There's also a draft post, and it's the same verbiage as the draft email, but customize it to what you want to say. Get it out to people, send it out often. The more times and the more people that you ask, the greater the opportunity to give to people. And obviously the Zoom background, again, that's under the Tenter resources on the council website. But I also did put it in the chat. If you look in the chat today, that you'll see that Zoom background is there, and you can put it on there. So when you're ever on a Zoom meeting, if you could throw that up there and show people, and at least people say, oh, what are you doing in a tent? Well, I'm participating in the 10-in, and would love to have you support the event. So those are the tools. And then the last part, Jeff, you want to talk about competitions and setting a challenge?
Dwayne, I tell you what, if you could, I'm
Sure.
just down.
Yeah.
Just go on to that quick.
So, the opportunity for this is just make it fun. You can challenge, hey, Mark Molfetta, I'm going to challenge you and say, I can raise more money than you can. And Mark says, oh yeah, no, I can do it. And whatever that is, you might find somebody says, well, I might not be able to raise as much money as you can, but I bet I can get more individual contributions, more individual people that will contribute, and find that. Winter camping. Yeah, Jeff threw that out as a chairman's challenge last year. And we did it October 29th last year. And that was just kind of a throw out there as, hey, if we reach our goal, we'll do winter camping. Well, that might be a goal that you set out. Hey, if I reach my goal, I'm going to go camp up at Hawk Mountain Scout Reservation in the biggest snowstorm I can find, whatever that might be, and challenge another tenter to do it with you.
Yeah, Dwayne, I just want to say that's the competition part is the part that I found was very fun in scouting. When you got a bunch of scouts and trying to push them together, and this is where the lock someone into their tent. We had a lot of Tom Kaufman was our biggest fundraiser last year, and then he had some of his supporters that said they would pay extra money to keep Tom in his tent rather than getting him out of his tent. So he was creative in a lot of ways of finding ways to spur on people to donate. And this is where, if you can get 2 tenters in a scout unit, for example, a troop, that puts a little bit of a competition that can really work to your advantage. So my recommendation is finding a way to enter in a little bit of that competitive spirit into what you're doing, because that makes it fun.
Correct. Yeah. And then, you can always set a challenge, and we threw some of these out here a few minutes ago, but I'll say them again. If I reach my goal, I will, whatever it is. And Eric Silva, who was not able to be on the call tonight, because of his troop meeting, he set a goal of, hey, for every $100 I raise, that's I'll spend an hour in my tent. And I think he raised $2,600. So go away, cat. So he spent 26 hours the next day working out of his tent on his laptop. So, he had fun with it. He also, I think he was the one that said, if I reach my goal, I'll shave my head. Wouldn't do much good for me, but for Eric, he's got hair, so that was his challenge. So make it fun. Come up with your own ideas, and I'd throw it out to the group. Other thoughts that you might have as a good, if I reach my goal, I will, or my challenge, if I reach my, I'll do what.
I'm waiting for Randy to say that he'll be out winter camping with me this year. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate twist of my schedule.
Darn.
I promise you I'll be there this year.
No,
And let it snow.
so if we can get another winter camp, I think that would be a nice tradition to keep going.
Yeah, I'm definitely in for the winter camp. I'm trying to think of something else creative too.
Okay, so we've got a chairman's challenge for winter camping. So questions. We don't really need that slide. Things that you can use. Ryan?
Yeah, Dwayne, because I'm planning on tenting. I have to register still, but a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, but I have a good amount of contacts that are out of country that might be willing to donate. If they live outside of America, could they still donate, X amount of dollars if they like to?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Absolutely. The website does not care.
Fantastic.
And we had a number of folks that did it. I think Eric Silva had some folks that were from England that participated in it last year.
Excellent. Because I know some people over in Europe and South America and Canada. So,
yeah. And
awesome.
as we shared, this is kind of a wrap up of our Friends of Scouting campaign. And our Friends of Scouting campaign was lackluster this year. And part of that was because of the COVID-19 and not being able to get out in front of units. So a good place for us to reach out to our families that are involved in scouting. Great. I will be sending out regular reports. I did not pull up, and I can real quick.
Don't need Comcast business crap.
I'm not sure who that was. I will pull up. I know we've got some tenters that have raised some money already, and I can share that with us as a real quick here. Kevin Hunnicky has 3 tent-in donations for $146.35. Way to go, Kevin, already. Way to start. Bob Ames, 4 donations, $166.95. And we're just at the kickoff. Tom Faust, 1 donation, $103. And then Ann Bruger is leading the group right now with 7 donations, $379.60. So nice job to those that got an early jump on this and have gone out and promoted that. Obviously, they got me their information. I could build their pages, so I sent them their link right to it. So.
Say, Dwayne, how about some givers that would like to pay by check?
Absolutely. If somebody says, hey, I want to send a check into the office, they can either enter a pledge in there and say they'll send in a check, or, they tell you they're sending in a check, we'll look for it and we'll match it up.
I will personally pick up any checks that anybody wants to pledge that can't get them to the office.
Yeah,
I'll only charge 20% of it toward my 10 account.
Oh, play that way, hey?
Yeah, I'll offer 10%.
Wonderful. Jeff, any other comments?
No, I just appreciate everyone digging in. I mean, all those that already started the fundraising and are leading the charge, I really appreciate showing a good example. I know I have to get moving on my own, get my page set up. And I found Dwayne is very helpful. So if you struggle with anything or know of others that are just a little bit trying to figure out how to do it, there's plenty of help. Just start with, Dwayne has been a good go-to person for me. I wish everyone good luck here. This is very important to the council. It really is. It really makes a difference for us being able to put the programs on. We have a good council here, and this is an important piece to make that go.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jeff. Any other questions?
Yeah, Dwayne, do we have like paper flyers that we could hand out?
We certainly can create one.
All right, I'm just asking because I usually drop off paperwork at certain businesses and up in Schuylkill County when I'm out and about during the week.
Okay, I can certainly create something for you.
Well, Dwayne, didn't we create that one thing that could easily be adapted? That
Absolutely.
one flyer?
Absolutely, and we had one from last year that we used and made it into a PDF. It will drive people, and just so everybody knows, on our council website, again on the tent-in page, there is a link to a main tent-in giving page. So, we can send people right to that. They can put in their contribution. And as I said, they just put in a note there. It's supporting which tenter it's supporting. We'll sort it out. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for participating this year. I have a good feeling. I think $40,000 is easily obtainable by the group of folks that have signed up to be tenters this year.
Randy and I have a challenge going already, so I encourage everyone else to
Make
And
it a
what's-
competition.
And
Yeah,
what's
well,
the challenge?
Ann already beat me to one of my, I asked for a donation and the guy said, I already got hit up on it. So now she's challenged me to losers by winners dinner at Chatty Monks.
Oh, now you're getting serious.
Yeah, I have accepted that challenge.
Woohoo!
Okay,
Save your money.
all right. Well, thank you all. Unless there's any other questions.
Dwayne, I actually have one more question for you because I talked to a leader today that I thought would be good for the 10-10 challenge, and she seemed very receptive to it. But the only kind of like pullback was she and her daughter going out of state for her daughter's I think state baseball game or something. I'm not sure. But she wanted to know how long is the donation link going to be active? Based off the conversation, she is doing the 10-10. It's just sounded like it's something more she wants to do on her own or with her unit at a later date when she's available.
Right.
So how long is that donation link going to be active on the PDF?
So we will leave them at least 3 or 4 days beyond the 10-10. And if somebody has a specific need to go beyond that, we can certainly leave their link open. And you do not have to be present to participate. Obviously, October 8th is a finite date that some people have other things going on, and that doesn't have to exclude them from participating. They
Shoot her an email on that tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you,
Great.
sir.
You're welcome. Great. Jeff, thank you for your leadership.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Let's have a good campaign.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.